Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. This is a late recording. I actually forgot to record today. So it's going to be the quickie reading of the subject of debt or debt. I still don't know how to pronounce this word properly. I really do not. Anyway, it's Saturday, the 2nd of May 2021. And the time is, if you look down there, you probably can't see it because this is only recording my Chrome, almost 12:30 in the AM. It's Sunday, not Saturday. I'm going to get through this quick. Got some quotes. How the hell CWC is going to pay for all that? And that was Twitter user Tio Ameo on viewing the result of Chris's third debt lawsuit. Let's check if it's recording. This is the second. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, third debt lawsuit. You know you're in the shit because when you're having like lawsuits because you owe so much fucking money. A bit at a time. Do not judge me, Mayo. It is wrong to judge others by outdated information and financial shit. It is not outdated. Chris's response: he has been sued for non-payment many times since. Debt is money owed to a creditor due to their mutual laziness and propensilities towards hoarding. Barbara and Chris are both heavily in debt. Both have been taken to court for their failure to pay debts on multiple occasions. You'd thought one would be enough, wouldn't you? But they keep on, like, the courts actually change the dates all the time. It's like they don't want the money after all. They need to start, like, going after them and get their money back. Barb 3 times and Chris 9 times. Fucking hell. I don't think I ever been in debt like once. It's like I owed money to people, mostly family, but I always ended up paying on time, including 2 garnishment hearings against Chris as of February 2020. According to court records, Barbara owes at least $20,000 while Chris owes over $10,000, to say nothing of the $115,000 second mortgage on 14 banks in court that consumes the lion's share of Chris's monthly tugboat. Yeah, they owe like all that money, a hell of a lot of money. It's like, how do they get that far? But they always take out mortgages that they can't pay. So yeah, they need to pay their fucking mortgage. Debts. Okay, this is the actual debts. This table summarises various debts between Chris and Barb. Keep in mind that these are only amounts found by custodians for either Chris's online posts and Virginia District Court public records. The actual amount outstanding may be lower because Chris reported on the 2nd of September 2020 that they were making repayments on some of the debt. On the 30th of November 2016, Chris started a Patreon with a goal of $250,000. He estimated $200,000 to pay off the mortgage plus other debts, plus an extra $50,000 for himself, just because he's a greedy fucking cunt. That's what he is. Why the hell would you set a goal of that much? I think when I had a Patreon, which I don't have anymore because there was absolutely like no activity on it by like donations and that. I think I only like about 500, something like that. But I would never like ask for this sort of money. This is ridiculous. Okay, the next section, these charts, these are basically what debts occurred, what dates, who is the person that owes the money, and what they were for, like mortgage payments to ceaseless Incorporated, loan for Son Q Creator, court judgments for debt, judgments for debt. He even got in debt for fucking PS4, Jesus Christ, and payday loans as well. $540 for a PS4 that he got in debt over. Fucking hell. The biggest one was like mortgage repayments and that, and the next biggest one was like court payments and stuff like that. There is court cases here. Again, the dates, the actual judgment dates, the creditors like Discover Bank, Capital One, Mariner Finance. Second, they owe a lot of fucking people. Court fees. So only like $50 something, like $50 something. But it's the amount that they was like sued for. In the end, it's like really it's really bad. It's really bad. Like the recent one, file date was in March 2021, and that was the LVNV Funding LLC, and that's Barbara. And it's pending. We don't know what she needs to spend. There's nothing about it because the hearing is not until the 19th of May to 2021. We'll have to find out about that. It's about 17 days from now, something like that. So yeah. Here we have a gallery of all the debt informations and everything, basically this but in picture form. Causes of debt. I'm just kept my record, and yep, having that, I'm going up really fast because I want to get this over and done with. Credit cards. That Chris's parents permitted him to acquire several credit cards is very surprising, but the foolishness of which he uses them couldn't surprise anyone at all. It wouldn't surprise anyone at all. As of February 2009, Chris has managed to rack up $2,000 worth of debt. At the time of Mumble 4, $1,000 of the sum came from the PSN store. Why the fucking hell would you spend that sort of money on the PSN store? I really hope it wasn't spent like that all at once. Buy it I know he bought it out of the sale, but come on, $1,000. I think at the minute for me, I don't know. It's like, how much have I spent in PSN store? Like £100, £200, something like that. It's affordable, but that sort of thing, I wouldn't spend that much on PSN store. I go for like the cheap stuff and when things on sale, and the freebies, of course. But his bill for PSN downloads increased by the day. That's because he was purchasing things that he didn't have the games for, like DLC and add-ons that he didn't have the games for. That's the thing, because he wanted to like prove himself worthy of PlayStation or Sony or whatever. Increased by the day, and had even stolen his parents' credit cards. Yeah, do not do that. To use them when his own were maxed out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was found out, obviously, because he was in fucking debt. According to an email Chris sent to Vivian G by January 2010, his debt was around $3,500 and apparently been higher at some point in the intervening time. By the point Chris's debt had gotten out of hand, that Bob was forced to step in, or by that point, okay, making Chris reduce and manage on his spending and forcing Chris to make regular payments to pay off the outstanding debt. Chris, thoughtless and uninterested in the fact that unpaid credit card debt occurs severe interest, and had historically made these payments in the smallest installments possible. That's the thing. That's why I'd never use a credit card to buy everyday items, because you just go over and they do charge you interest on it. The best place is, like, I think even Mum agreed and actually said the best time to get a credit card is when you go on holiday, because you're insured, and that's like the only time. Don't use it to buy like groceries and shit, because like for big ones, and know that you can actually pay it off and pay the interest as well. So just be careful when you got a credit card. Where am I? There we are. At some point, Bob paid off Chris's credit card debt and took payments in instalments out of the tugboat in compensation. This foolish act of parental financial enabling allowed Chris to avoid the immediate consequences of his gross financial irresponsibility and resulted in Chris learning nothing about how to manage his own finances, reinforcing Chris's attitude that he should be able to do anything he wants and not suffer any negative consequences. Not surprisingly, it took Chris a few short months to land himself in more financial trouble. Chris has not only acquired a MasterCard charge account through Best Buy. Why would you buy something like that through Best Buy? I wouldn't know. But as of the second week in August 2010, Chris had particularly used it to land himself in yet even more debt, and had been laden with fees for bouncing a card payment. Chris acquired the Best Buy charge card without his parents' permission. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know, can anyone take out a charge card or a credit card nowadays? Because I'm pretty sure you need like a couple of signatures for that sort of thing, like parental signatures, especially if you're autistic. I don't think they'd allow an autistic person on his like severity to get a credit card like that. If it is a credit card, I don't know. I've never been to America, I've never been to Best Buy, so I would not know. I don't know what a charge card is. He only told them about it after receiving 2 bounce check fees that showed up on his bank statement, which his father was actively monitoring. In true Chris fashion, he tried to repay the minimum balance each month. When he was forced to reveal the debt to his parents, Bob was obviously less than thrilled. He promptly took control of Chris's bank account as well as his credit cards. From the point until Bob's death, he received only an allowance in the form of Visa gift cards, leaving him unable to accrue any more debt for a short time. At the point, the prospect of not being able to blow his welfare on Florides stressed him out. Curiously, even in his private communications with Jackie, Chris claimed that the overdraft fees that gave away the existence of the card to Bob were the work of trolls. I highly doubt that. Elsewhere in their conversation, however, he recounts other instances of getting carried away and accidentally overdrawing his bank account, suggesting that he was just using the trolls as a handy scapegoat for his own mistakes. Bob's delusional and in the throes of some sort of conspiracy paranoia involving the staff and patrons of the game place, claimed that it was most likely Michael Schneider who had hacked into Chris's credit card and checking accounts. That is 100% false. Someone would not do that. Like not even Michael Schneider. He's got like better things to do with his life. Bob probably salvaged Chris's credit card rating when he paid off all his prior card debts at once, but he angrily claimed that Chris ruined it with the Best Buy debit. Certainly true, and in disturbingly Chris-like fashion, seemed to use this damning information to try and make Chris's latest brush with the law seem petty in comparison. After Bob's death, Chris took back control of his credit cards, as he learnt nothing due to Bob's enabling. Chris quickly accrued more debt. Unverified information on Chris's credit card debt was leaked onto the CWCki forums on the 4th of June 2014. it was revealed that Chris had at least 5 more active credit cards with at least $7,600 in combined credit limit. Of the 5 known active cards, at least 4 were revealed to be maxed out, with at least $7,400 unpaid debt between the 5 cards. It was estimated that the minimum payment on Chris's known debit was at least $220 a month, and it was revealed that the only reason that Chris had been able to obtain the credit that he had was that historically he had almost always at least paid the minimum payment each month, although it was implied that he rarely, if ever, pays more than the minimum. In June 2016, Chris got a credit limit raised from one of his credit cards. Chris immediately blew his bonus on Transformers, only to later beg for money over Facebook, while blaming his mother for impulsively spending more on their overdue bills than the minimum amount due. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that sort of money should have went to the bills, not for your fucking Transformers. Yeah. We'll bring up some pictures here. Right. Nearing the end of the 2010s, Chris began to ignore his minimum debt payments, causing multiple collection agencies to file a suit against him. Ali Heiselberg, a financial enabler, tried to help by sending Chris free money, but Chris simply spent the money on entertainment, such as printing up a line of personal cards instead. Payday loan. In early 2016, Arthur Spatchcock discovered that Chris has taken out a payday loan for $3,000. This is a message from Chris Spatchcock. I'm not sure. Chris borrowed $3,000. What he did with it was hazy for sure, but how do you think he bought all them Lego sets for Lego Dimensions? Yeah, that was not Chris. That wasn't Chris who wrote that. It's Arthur, I'm guessing. A payday loan charges extremely high interest rates, usually about 400%. Fucking hell, that is high. Which does not bode well for Chris due to his habit of only paying back the minimal amounts at a time. Looking ahead, see also financial crisis future section. At present, Chris is basically immune to the consequences of his own debts, and a monthly tugboat cannot be garnished. Money from enablers. Money from enablers is squirreled away in PayPal or spent too quickly for a court to note. And his debts are unsecured as he does not have the collateral in his name. 14 Brancher Court is in the name of his parents. Okay, so if Chris can't pay up, they can't take the house because it's not in his name. But if Barb fails to pay up, then because the house is in her name, the debt collectors and like the bailiffs and that, they'll probably end up taking her house away, and Chris and Barb will be homeless. They'll probably end up going to some homeless shelter. However, the dominoes will begin to fall once Barbara passes away. Again, that is true because the house is in her name. It will get taken away when she does pass, and Chris can't do anything about it. That's the thing. Without her own tugboat to defray living costs and mortgage payments, it is unlikely Chris will afford the bills to remain at home, and must move to an apartment, probably another rental property. The damage to Chris's credit rating and a background check from so many debt judgments as well as wannabe greens will make it highly unlikely prospect for employers and landlords to take a chance on him. Concerned followers has urged Chris to sign up for a Section 8 housing soon, since the waiting list may be long. As debt is irrelevant regarding to Section 8 applications, though Chris has not bothered to do so, instead pretending that the dimensional merge will bail him out. Yeah, you definitely need psychiatric treatment for that sort of thing. What about bankruptcy? In the United States, creditors can force Barb or Chris into bankruptcy by filing an involuntary petition against either or both of them. If the creditors manage to force the candlers into bankruptcy, Cerberus, Cetrus, isn't it? Yeah. Or the collection agency for 14 banks and court mortgage, may think twice before letting the candlers stay. Same for any other bankrupt household, increasing the risk of homelessness becoming a reality. The candlers would also lose all but most of basic possessions, since their liquidators will try and get as much money as possible, even if that means accepting an offer by a local recycling firm for his hoard of old toys and video games. Yeah, I'd highly doubt that he'd part with all them. However, an involuntary I can say that but not that. Petition is not easy. 11 US Code 303 requires Midland Funding, Portfolio Recovery Associates, and second round sub to show that Chris has at least $10,000 in debt, and also ignoring outstanding fees like a freeman on the land, both of which came into question on the 2nd of September 2020. Furthermore, if the debt collectors proceed with the involuntary position, I said that right but not the first one, and the court rules that petition was in bad faith, they may end up realising Chris's imaginary wealth in Dimension C197. Yeah. For those reasons, the creditors will likely wait for Cerberus to foreclose 14 banks and court after 2 missed payments following the death of Barb. A greater threat to Chris's future than in involuntary bankruptcy. Okay, so that was it. We can have a look at some pictures. So the first one is Chris bragging about his credit increase to buy Transformers and shit like that. I'm not going to read it because it's Chris speaking. I can't fucking understand it half the time. And this one, 9 minutes later, Chris blaming his family's financial shortfalls on his mother's bill repayments, and that's basically it. But seriously, that credit increase was a bonus that went quick, and Mum impulsively spending more on the bills than minimum payments as well. We are financially down early this month. What that means to me, more emotional wear in my subconscious. It slows me down more compared to early in the months. So I am more than serious on asking in my recent video for donations. So if you can donate either through the support button on my YouTube channel, or better yet, PayPal to my phone number, please, thank you. Alright, that was it. That was it. To be fair, right, I completely forgot to read the lowdown for April. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to be dead quick, and I'm going to do it right now. Let me have a look, and have a little look. There we are. Let me just check the timing. Yes. Okay, so April 2021. See my article. So highlights. On the 1st of April, Chris is annoyed at an April Fool's joke made by Gino Samuel for Chris Can A Comprehensive History, which involved changing the title and thumbnail images of the series to refer to Donald Trump. On the 2nd and 4th of April, BabsCon, an unofficial My Little Pony convention held in San Francisco. Oh god, wait a minute. Doesn't Sockness live in San Francisco? He probably shouldn't be going there, to be fair. Was held but delayed for another year. He couldn't go this year. On the 3rd, a fan snapped a photo of Chris's car showing the damage it has sustained from his fender bender the previous month. On the 4th, another fan inquires about the damage to Chris's car. He explains it from backing into a big rig trailer the previous week. On the 15th of April, a listing of supposed meditation crystals and enchanted rocks is released on Prater's Etsy shop. And on the 26th of April, Chris posts on Instagram that he got his stimulus check and purchased a 3-month subscription, which is $165 to the Crystal Council, a subscription box service focused on crystals and rocks. So in other words, he spent a portion of that stimulus check, what could have gone to his debts, on a box of fucking stones that do fuck all. Well done, Chris. Well done. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.